So today I wanted to talk about a plan. Like we've all got a plan. I've given you a plan. You've joined this process for a plan. Okay. I also had a plan last week. Oh no, was it 2 weeks ago I smashed my nose in? Was it 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago? Like I said, you've come into this process with a mindset like you're gonna finally like crack this. Okay. You're sick of feeling the way you were and starting all over again. But I'm gonna tell you something about your plan and how it might not work out exactly like you think. And ultimately why that's okay. Um, and you can work your way around it because just like you, I had a plan for this year. It was perfectly laid out, okay? And then this happened. Da, da, da. Let me play you a video. And that was goodbye to my nose. Smashed my nose in, okay? I absolutely shattered my nose. There we go. You've all seen that in the group. I suffered a serious concussion, and it's my second in under 12 months. So I've got to go see a concussion specialist now. I'm not actually allowed to play until they're like, okay, are you okay? Um, it's completely changed my appearance. Look at that. Which doesn't, it honestly doesn't make me feel great. I don't know if you've ever had something similar, like a cut or whatever. It's the first, you're very aware of it, even though if people may not be, you are very aware of it. So all of a sudden, I've got this chink in my armor where I'm like, oh, people are looking at me differently now, and which is going to be there because it is a bit of a mess right now. I'm incredibly swollen as well. I'm not as bad as this now, but look, I'm just really swollen. Everything's really puffy, and like honestly, like I'm in a lot of pain. On quite a bit of medication just to sort of get me through it. And if anyone's been through pain or is in pain, it's very draining, isn't it? Like not just actually being in pain, but actually, the constant dull ache, it's draining. I'm sure you can all relate to that in some way, shape, or form. But like I said, everyone has a plan until they smash their nose in, like me. But what I want you to get very good at, okay, is shifting through the gears, okay? And I want to see your like journey as like a series of gears, okay? Sometimes you're going to be able to coast in gear six, and the world's going to feel incredible. Sometimes you're going to have to hit reverse because of trauma. Hopefully, you don't smash your nose in. Don't recommend it. Sometimes you're going to struggle to get out of gear one and wonder how you even got to gear six once upon a time. What I want you to start doing is stop looking at the gears as an individual entity. Like, I think some people, I think the danger of this is we're like, I'm going to get to gear six and that's my life now. Stop looking at it as an individual thing and start looking at them the same way you do when you drive your car. Like, if you've got an automatic, don't pipe up. But like the old school gear changes, like if you went to Tesco, if you want to get to Tesco to complete your food shop, you have to shift through the different gears to sort of get there safely. Sometimes you have to reverse, sometimes you have to stay in like gear one for a bit. Sometimes you have the luxury of getting to gear five and there's no traffic lights, you can just get there very easily. Like it doesn't really matter what gear you're in. It matters that you keep going and you get to your destination. Okay. Because using your gears and shifting through them is a safe way for you to get to your destination. If you just jump in your car now, think where Tesco is for where you live, you whack it in gear five and go 100 miles an hour. Are you going to get there? You're going to plow over some people, you're going to go through some things, and you're just not going to get there safely. Okay. And this is what I mean about not looking at your journey as an individual entity. Like start looking at the gears as a purpose to get you there. Okay. You're going to have to ship through them. So if you are struggling and you're struggling to see the positives, I want you to remember one thing. Okay. That you haven't broken your nose. Okay, you haven't. Okay, so like just be okay with like being in gear one. If you're in gear one, you've been there for quite a while, who cares? You're still moving. It's just a necessary gear right now for you to get through the storm. Okay, and then you are going to have peaks and troughs. Like quite a few people at summer holidays, like they can't get to gear six. Some people have had trauma, like myself, or got personal things, and you can't get to gear four or two. So like sit with where you are. The main thing is we find your gear and you keep doing it because there's going to come a point where you can get to gear six. And like I said, that trip to Tesco, you go through multiple gears to get there safely, and you've achieved your goal. You've got to Tesco. It's the same with this. Stop trying to think that you're going to get to gear six and that's your life now. Like throughout your whole journey, we're going to have to shift through the gears. And like I said, you still got your nose, so there's always a positive.